Are you jealous of George's female fans, Pattie?
No.
You're not?
No.
You think you can cope with them?
Yes.
Mary Cox, also known as Maureen Starkey, was born on August 4, 1946 in Liverpool. Mary left school at age 16 and started her training at Ashley Dupre Hair Salon in Liverpool to become a hairdresser. Maureen was a regular at the Cavern where the Beatles first started. Each girl fancied a Beatle. For Maureen, it was Ringo, who joined the Beatles, replacing Pete Best in 1962, even though she kissed Paul first as a dare. Ringo noticed Maureen's striking features. Her beautiful big dark eyes. Ringo used to say they hypnotized him. Her profound black hair with a fringe, and asked her to dance. They began dating shortly after this, but Maureen was only his steady in Liverpool at first. When they first started dating, she was only 16. It really was when she rushed to London to take care of him, he had his tonsils removed, that it became very serious. They married in 1965. She was 18 at the time. They went everywhere together and had a very deep relationship, maybe too deep. In 1973, rumors started to fly of Harrison's involvement with Ringo's wife Maureen. George was a known ladies' man. Maureen claimed that they were only having a spiritual affair and that she felt they connected a lot on that level, says Chris O'Dell, friend to both George's wife Pattie Harrison and Maureen. Maureen sometimes came late at night to Friar Park, the Harrisons' estate. She spent several nights at the Harrisons. Pattie eventually telephoned Ringo to tell him that every night he was asking himself where his wife was. She was with George, once behind locked doors. In fact, Pattie had knocked on the door and George answered, grinning. George had a track record of encounters due to his fame, sometimes in front of Pattie in their own house. Eventually, during a tense night at the Starkeys, George proceeded to tell Ringo that he was in love with his wife, and then Maureen locked herself in the bathroom and refused to come out. Ringo was understandably hurt at the time, but he said he couldn't even be mad, and if Mo was to have an affair with someone, he would rather that it was George than with some stranger. George was his brother emotionally, and it made him realize he had been a poor husband to Maureen. And even though she took him to court several times to get her spousal support increased and frequently lost, he never held it against her. When she died, he was there. This story was confirmed by Beatles insider Chris O'Dell, who was there, in her book Miss O'Dell. John Lennon was a little less forgiving when Paul told him about it in LA later that year, describing the affair as being ritual incest. He said it went far beyond his flirting with Pattie at the Magical Mystery Tour costume party in 1967. It was a short period in their lives, which was under exceptional circumstances, and everyone got over it. It certainly didn't affect Ringo and George's relationship in any way. There's video footage of Ringo just a couple of years later, saying how loyal George is as a friend, and they are obviously getting along very well. They moved on from it all, remained good friends, and found happiness in their lives, which is more than could be said for the others.
Hello.
That was Ringo, folks.
Well, what can I say?
And goodbye
You
to all of
know.
us.
Well, this is Ringo. Everyone seems to have said everything here, so I'll just sign off by saying cheerio and best of luck from the Beatles.